So my name is Emmy Eide, and I served with Pete in Afghanistan. It was my second deployment to Afghanistan, and I had gotten there a couple months before he did. And my first thought when we found out he was coming, because we didn't know he was the mayor or anything like that, was how in the world do you pronounce this guy's last name? We had no idea. So we did what the rest of America has done and just call him the mayor or Mayor Pete. Then you get his resume, so we take a look at his resume, and dang, there's just no way anyone could have a stacked resume like this and be in his early 30s. I mean, he went to Harvard and he went to Oxford on a Rhodes Scholarship, and he is a mayor of a city that I had only heard of through Notre Dame, but is actually quite a large city. And not only that, is he was deploying while being a mayor and still actively participating in politics, and he's a Navy officer. It's just kind of out of this world, right? So he gets there, and we know that this guy has this resume, and you're thinking, I'm sure he's really full of himself. He kind of has the right to be, but nope. This is the most humble man I had ever met. Just kind of brushed it off. Yeah, it was a really great experience. And, doing all those things was really fun, and I'm excited about where I'm at now. Just kind of moved along with it, like, hey, this is just part of me and what has shaped me into the person that I've become, but not what defines me. So my third thought, really, besides his name and how hard it was to pronounce, and then how amazing his resume was this is one of the most extraordinary leaders I've ever worked with. He's someone I would follow into battle. He is someone that embodies servant leadership in everything that he does. He, I think, actually has more hours in his day than anybody else. I'm pretty sure there's no way he could get all of the things done that he did. I know that his workload was heavier than mine, and he still found time to sit down and talk with you and have an interesting conversation. Never acted like he was above anyone, just was part of the crew, and it was a really amazing experience. And everyone who's met Pete in person says the same thing. It's just, like, he's just a great guy. Like, you can't help but talk about Pete and smile. But the thing that struck me is his servant leadership. And so when he announced he was running for president, kind of thinking back about my experiences with him, and one of the experiences that I think really just rings true to who he is one day we were just casually talking, and I think someone else had mentioned that he was volunteering with children during his free time in Afghanistan, which, mind you, we don't have much free time. You work a lot, and you kind of use your free time to get your head back on straight, maybe exercise. A lot of people play video games, call home, and he was volunteering. I mean, he was serving beyond what our mission was, because it had nothing to do with kids at all. That was not part of what we were doing. It's awesome, but it unfortunately wasn't part of our mission. And he took the time out of his day to volunteer and to raise supplies, like funds for supplies, gather a bunch of school supplies for these kids. In Afghanistan, they're building up the schools again, and they've been doing that for a little bit, and he was an active part of that and making sure that people get education, because he knows how important it is. But just the fact that he was doing that while we were all deployed in a combat zone, on top of everything else he was doing, just one of the most amazing people I've ever met. He walks into a room ready to listen, right? And that's such a huge characteristic that we need. He doesn't walk into a room ready to be heard. You can tell that when he's sitting and listening, he's not just thinking about the next thing to say that's gonna maybe make him look good, or have his own conversation along with someone else, what we might call a dual monologue. No, he listens and really takes it in, and he admits he's wrong, admits he needs to learn things. No one who knows that many languages and understands that many things about international relations and local policies can ever walk into a room not ready to learn and not ready to listen. And Pete has that.